2009, I had the privilege of working with 7 students, and they were from all over West Virginia and parts of Ohio and parts of Virginia, and I had one even from the state of North Carolina. And so I knew my work would be cut out for me to work with students. Only one that I had to come back that I really knew the background for writing. So what we did is we started off by taking a close look at African American writers. Some were poets, some were essayists, some were short story and novelists. And so I could get a feel of their background from the feedback I got from them after they had studied these people. And then our task was to go into creative writing and then to compose enough writings to put together an anthology of all of their works. And so each year we present the CEO and the director with a copy of the anthology, which is a collection of the students' works and is compiled into one book. This year, I was able to lasso Elizabeth, who is a student here at Marshall. My other students were not able to make it, but we will be reading a couple of their poems taken from the anthology.
I will be reading one that I had wrote when I was a student of Miss Ridgway. It is entitled, Where Would I Be? If I didn't know that in the 20s they hung my brother for speaking his mind from a tree that had been there before my time, if I had not been exposed to this history, where would I be? Knowing that stirred a fire in me, a fire not of hate, not of rage, but of determination and courage. If I did not know that in the 60s, people witnessed how a great man rose up and fought for his people, giving us hope that one day we will all live amongst each other equally, freely, and peacefully. Dr. King paved the way of hope for all of us, which led to our newfound strength for years to come. My God, where would I be if I didn't believe it was bound to happen one day? Our first Black President's program is underway. It's been 42 years since we lost Dr. King. It's time for a change. Obama is letting us know the world needs to grow. The world needs to grow.
The poem I'm going to read is by one of my students, Brandy Kimbrough. It is a biographical poem, and what I'd like for you to do, I'd like for everybody to close your eyes, because you probably haven't met this person, but from the imagery in the poem, you would have a good idea of what this person is like. It's called a bio poem. Sweet, caring, sensitive, smart. Daughter of Ida, sister to Mona, wife to Wayne. Mother to Nicole, lover of books, cooking, learning. Feels love, grateful, supportive. Gives time, effort, energy. Fears disappointment, war, weakness. Needs time, joy, care. Believes in God, family, love. Would like to see Africa, Obama, success. Favorite color is purple. Would like to see grandkids succeed in the future. Her name is Lorraine Jordan. Okay.
I will also be reading a bio poem. Her name is Sharita. She's tall, beautiful, gawky, and silly. Her parents are Carolyn Mans and Preston Hunter Sr. Her 2 brothers are Josh Mans and Preston Buss Hurt Jr. The love of her life is Bill Tabor. Her 2 kids are Dazen and David Edwards. She is a lover of God, her manners, and attire. She feels desired, disheartened, and anxious. She gives love, happiness, and time. She fears bugs, not being loved, and losing her kids. She needs more love, family, and attention. She believes in God, heaven, and ghosts. She would like to see God. She lives in Bluefield, West Virginia. She is an admirable mother. She loves her children. My Mother, by Daza Edwards.
I will say a little bit about the next poem. The group, this was probably the most challenging of all of the works they were asked to do. It is called, it's called a collage poem. And what they were asked to do was to take a look at printed works by African American writers and pull from that either a phrase or a quote from the work, and together as a group they had to come up with one poem that alludes to the idea of how far we've traveled since those early days. Now, I'll have to say that this poem, again, was so challenging that it was not completed during our workshop. But Elizabeth today is going to be sharing with you an excerpt of the amount of work that they were able to complete.
A collage poem. "'Twas mercy brought me from a pagan land, taught me benighted soul to understand. Everything was happening so fast. I'm Harriet Tubman, people. I'm Harriet Tubman, the slave." That woman was a real peach. "This ain't supposed to be a slave in place. Clearly than yesterday, that back of the problem of race and color lies greater, which both obscures and implements it. Nobody dared deny that the color of life to all children comes from a creative force. Who says liberty, justice, and right is marked for white people only? Because it's not. You can't get under it, around it, you can't get over it. Freedom and justice are like arthritic limbs wound tighter than a campfire veins. Thus we are the souls of Black folk. That's all I remember. Amen. Amen.